This video is going to be a demonstration of the differences between the models of the Norwalk juicer. Here in the center I have an older 235 model. On the right I have a 270 model, and I have the modern 275 model here. Now the only differences on the 235 are there's a round grid and you have to unscrew the bottom to remove the grid to clean it when it gets clogged up. Put it back in. Screw the grid holder on. On the 270, there's a slide-out grid holder, which is very convenient. The same thing for the 275. In terms of the quality of juice, there is no difference whatsoever in the quality of the juice. It's the same. On the 235, you'll notice here the hydraulic posts are 1/2 inch. On the models 260 and up, it's 5/8 inch, so a little thicker on the 275. The pusher on the 235 is shorter, and so is the feed tube. So it is possible to stuff your fingers down and get it cut by the cutter. So you have to be aware of that and not stuff your fingers down all the way. On the more modern models, the pusher is longer and the feed tube is longer, so it's impossible to get your fingers cut on the cutter. The cutter on the modern units are curved. The cutter on the 260, the 235, the 265 is straight. However, there is no difference whatsoever in the quality of shredding the juice. Now on the 275 model, you notice there's rounded corners everywhere. Here and here and here, and even on the feed tube. On the 235 model and the 270 model, there are angular corners. Other than that, there's no difference whatsoever between the 275 and the 270 model. On the 275, the 270, 260 and up, there's a safety feature. You cannot turn the machine on unless the feed tube is on. On the 235 model, if the feed tube is off, you can turn the machine on. Now, on all Whole Health Foundation juicers that I refurbish and improve, I have a 10-year warranty, plus there is a digital thermometer with a sensor seat drilled into the feed tube. And you notice on the 235 model also I've drilled a sensor seat in. There's a leg height kit that adds 1 inch, and this enables you to use a wide mouth jar to collect pulp, because nobody really likes the bags. Now also on all juicers I have caulked the corner posts. You'll see some clear silicone caulk here. I've also caulked along the plate at the left and around the piston hole, so juice cannot leak down below. With all Whole Health Foundation juicers also comes these extra products at no extra charge. An instruction DVD that shows you in detail how to make juice, a box of gloves, an apron, at least 2 extra grids, 3 sets of cloths, and a cleaning brush. So there you have the differences. The main differences again on the 235 is you have to unscrew the round grid holder versus the slide-out grid, which is very convenient. The longer feed tube, the shorter feed tube on the 235, and the 1/2 inch posts instead of the 5/8 inch posts. And there you have the main differences, and I hope you found that useful.